Hey, what's up guys, Rob here. So today we're going to cover a lot of gaming related news. Some of these topics include some updates on the Avowed situation. We're also going to look at some controversy involving GTA 6. And we're also going to give an update on the ongoing Elon Musk and Asmongold beef. But first, we're going to talk about this right here. I'm sure no introduction is necessary. This is probably your favorite game studio out there, Team Kill Media, who has found themselves mired in controversy because of their comments about mods and PC releases of their games. Now, this is a studio that was founded in 2016 by four bros. Their goal is to create amazing games for gamers. And we're going to talk about this Code Violet game in a little bit. But let's get the track record right here, okay? They have had monumental success with their previous releases, beginning with Quantum Error here, that set the world on fire. It set the PS5 community on fire with their release back in 2023, receiving a 40 Metascore. And then they followed that gem up with an even more impressive one, Sun and Bone. As you can see, this release from October of this year set the gaming world on fire, with one in-game player currently and a peak of 4 players all time. Yes, this was a monumental success. I knew the modern audience was small, but it appears like they're shrinking even smaller at this point. These numbers are absolutely insane. But the most recent release, or soon to be released game from this studio, is Code Violet. Now, I feel very bad for the developers behind this because they have some big shoes to fill. I mean, they're gonna have to get at least 5 players to one up Son of whatever, I already forgot the name, Son of a Gun, that they released earlier this year. But they got in trouble for this tweet right here, and it's quite a crazy one. So their team said this: "For those asking us about a PC version of Code Violet, the reason we are not bringing it to PC is we do not want anyone modding vulgar versions of the main character as well as other characters in the game. We hold our voice actresses and actors with high regard as well as our artistic vision for the game and story and reject any form of destroying that with sexual mods, making a joke out of our art, and possibly tarnishing the reputation of our voice actresses and actors is not worth the extra money we can make." This did not go over well. You can see 1,900 likes, but 2,300 comments and a lot of quotes dunking on them. This is a horrible idea right here. This tweet was ass, okay? Basically, they are admitting that they're going to cripple their sales and not have a PC release because they're afraid of lewd mods affecting their feelings, I guess? Yeah, they're very concerned about these mods, and as always, this is the internet, and you might think this is a cringe phrase, you might not, but it's just the reality. Nothing can stop Rule 34. People are always going to make sexual mods, sexual artwork, whatever they want based on fictional characters because they can. And typically when you say something like this, it only encourages people to do it more, but I think Team Kill Media here is safe because I don't think enough people are going to even care enough to make a mod for this game. I mean, I'm sure they're going to struggle to get anyone to play this game, and I don't think anyone's that interested in this whole situation to go out and buy this game out of spite just to make these mods. Just a very bad idea here, and as people point out, also a pretty hypocritical one as well, where Francesco here says, "Did you just call all modders vulgar? Let's not kid ourselves. Skyrim didn't become popular without modders playing a significant role. Also, Rule 34 still exists, so don't kid yourself about being high and mighty over vulgar characters. For God's sake, someone on your team was responsible for designing the skin-tight outfit on your main character," as pointed out here. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like those vulgar modders are in the room at the development team, but that's just some more hypocrisy, and overall, just not a great idea. We saw Capcom try to do this about a year ago, and they made this whole idea that they're going to crack down on mods that are offensive to public order and morals. The most draconian and sterile rule we've ever seen here. And again, that backfired horribly. You're just egging people on. But the difference between Capcom and this studio is that Capcom is at least successful enough where they can have any sort of influence and people might actually want to play their games and mod them out of spite. But yeah, clear case of someone being so Puritan-like over this stuff that they're willing to cripple their own sales that are already struggling enough to begin with. So That's on them, that's their decision, and it's clearly backfiring right now because the only attention they're getting is people making fun of them, not people who are interested in buying any of their games. Now, like I said earlier, we're going to talk a little bit about Avowed. Now, this game has faced a lot of controversy for reasons that are quite obvious, but you can see here, its release date is February 18th, coming up in a few weeks. And if you're willing to shill out $70 for this, I'm sure you're going to be a little bit disappointed when you find out that the art director of this studio has said some very disparaging things about gamers. We talked about this a few weeks ago, but just to highlight the most insane tweet out of all of this, this Matt Hansen individual, who is the art director, saw Elon Musk complaining about pronouns in a video game, and especially in a fantasy video game setting, and he said this, sickos.jpg, I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game, and I cannot believe it actually happened. Just wait until you see the default, you sad little shit. Anyway, Avowed comes out February 18th of next year. Give it a whirl if you are feared of the woke my mind virus. You can tell they were like literally their hands were shaking on the keyboard. They were so excited they couldn't even properly type out their thoughts on Blue Sky. Of course, this was posted on Blue Sky. But this obviously dredged up a lot of controversy. It's a very bad look, not only to say these things, but also give the impression that you make games just to spite your ideological opponents like Elon Musk, who, by the way, didn't even know you existed until this reply and probably still doesn't know you exist. It was a very bad look, and people immediately labeled this game as woke, and it's really crippled probably a lot of sales. Now, here's the strange update with Avowed, as pointed out by Mark Kern here, getting multiple reports that Avowed is being removed from people's Steam library. The community hub was also still gone at this hour. Avowed is famous for its art director practicing illegal DEI hiring, which is also something I should mention, that they openly shared that they will hire people and give them benefits for being diverse instead of just being a white person, which is pretty insane to publicly admit and also illegal. And also features pronouns in character screen, and it was called out by Elon Musk. We already know all this stuff. But this was the message, people on Reddit saying Avowed was missing from their Steam library, and people started to suspect that something was happening with Avowed. Some people saying that this was more trouble ahead and they might be delaying this game, which honestly, given everything going on in the industry, it wouldn't be too shocking to have something like that happen as they try to clear up something in the game so they can kind of restore their image here, because they have been dismissed as a woke game made by people who don't have respect for gamers. However, the Avowed Steam directory here would return, and you can see the forums are back up, and people immediately returned to their posts here, and they started roasting Avowed once again. You have posts like this saying, openly racist game dev not buying a game made by an openly racist art director who claims the game was made just to piss off conservatives. Another person saying, if you're about to purchase Avowed, you are free to do whatever you want. Just remember one thing, Matt Hansen, the art director, literally hates you. And it goes on, but I saw this post right here, and man, it's just funny. I wanted to share it with you guys because it's a gem. It says, please respect Obsidian Entertainment. Folks, let's keep it real. Game is not woke as your favorite right-wing influencers paint it as. If it features females or non-standard characters, it doesn't mean that it's woke. This is fiction. This is not real life. But even if you think it's woke, why would it matter? Obsidian Entertainment made great games like Fallout New Vegas or South Park, The Stick of Truth. I would support the studio's creative vision for any of their next games. Now, the irony of this is a lot of studios really love users like this. They are relying on these sorts of attitudes of just consume. Shut up, consume product, and don't complain about anything, you stupid idiot gamer. That is their attitude, and it's highlighted here by basically saying, I will trust whatever they make. That's what happened with BioWare, right? You have the beloved IPs like Dragon Age, right? And they assumed people would just accept anything that happens in Vulgar because, well, they love our IP. They're going to support us no matter what. That is a fallacy, and it doesn't actually pan out in reality, and these studios better wake up because these people don't represent actual gamers. But I thought that post was funny. Now let's move on to the next topic, some GTA 6 controversy here. So here's the headline from Video Games Chronicle. A video game industry analyst has said that there is hope in the games industry that GTA 6 could cost up to $100 so that other companies could raise their default prices as well. Also notice how it's labeled as hope. Like, these studios are literally scratching at the bit to raise the price of games. They want to do it, they just don't want to get flack for it. And they're hoping GTA 6 is the one who sets this precedent of a, well, I guess you would consider a quadruple A price tag on a game. And they will do the same as a result. They will feel like that will embolden them. No one wants to do it, but they feel like GTA 6 has the balls and the greed to do it. And I believe there's a very real chance this is going to happen. I do believe Rockstar will set this game at $100. I think it's a likely thing to happen because they know people are going to buy it no matter what. This is going to be arguably the most anticipated video game release of all times. It's going to generate billions of dollars of revenue. I think that is very clear. And they know if they set the price to $100, a lot of people are going to buy it still. In fact, probably the majority of people are still going to buy it. I saw something recently that said the average gamer buys about 1.5 games per year. And for a lot of people, GTA 6 is something they are counting the days down until its release. And this might be their big purchase of the year, the big one game they purchase. And they'll gladly shell out the extra $30 for this game, instead of the traditional $70 for a AAA release. I guarantee, or I wouldn't guarantee, but I say it's likely that we're going to see this $100 price tag. And it's ridiculous how far things have gotten. And on top of that, it will set a precedent that I am guaranteeing other studios will hop on. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this video is a little update regarding the little scuffle, the little beef between Asmongold and the richest man in the world, Elon Musk. In case you haven't seen, I'm sure you probably have, but Elon Musk released some gameplay featuring Path of Exile 2 Hardcore, and other content creators started looking at his gameplay and saw some inconsistencies where the achievements on the account he was playing don't really line up with his actual gameplay and skill and also knowledge of the game, so people suspected he might be account sharing. Asmongold also thought that, so he challenged Elon Musk to prove that's actually his account, and if he could prove it, Asmongold would have streamed on X for the next year. Then Elon Musk responded by having a big crash out on his own platform where he was leaking DMs he had with Asmongold. He called Asmongold a bad gamer, said a bunch of things that ended up getting community noted on his own platform. But now it appears that Elon Musk has gone back and deleted all those tweets disparaging Asmongold. And it is really a funny thing to see. He really backed down. He got pressed that bad. The richest man in the world, one of the most influential people in the world, got pressed by Asmongold and gamers at large. It's a really funny thing to see, but that's not all with the situation. His ex, Grimes, would make a tweet saying this: "Just for my personal pride, I would like to state that the father of my children was the first American druid in Diablo," and blah, 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 blah. She talks about a lot of accomplishments he's had in other games. But again, just like Elon and all of his meat riders, they don't realize that's not relevant. People are talking about his Path of Exile 2 gameplay and his knowledge of that game and whether or not it was actually his account that he was operating on. This has nothing. He could be the best Diablo player in the world. It just isn't relevant. But to have her come out and say this in defense of the father of her children is wild. And then you see Elon Musk down here. Thanks. He really... I feel like he made her say this. Is this crazy? I feel like he asked her, at the very least, he asked her to say this tweet. Because at first it reads like she's almost mocking him. But the fact that she does the sigh down here and he says thanks, yeah, I don't know. Just doesn't sit right, but a really embarrassing look on a very embarrassing situation for Elon Musk. And make no mistake, impressing gamers and making people think he's a Le Epic-based world-class gamer is more important to him than anything else. But for now, that's going to do it for the round of gaming-related news today. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about those topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.